Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. Welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my August update to my No Pan Left Behind project. So that is my panning project where I'm trying to touch every single pan of eyeshadow in every single one of my palettes. So I'll be talking about all the palettes I'm in progress of, all the palettes I've successfully completed, showing my eye looks with them, all the information you could ever imagine. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. I would love it if you stuck around. But with all that, let's just get into it. All right, so I was hoping for a little bit of a better month for July, but I'm still happy with the progress that I've made. I'm running out of my one and done eyeshadow palettes though, like smaller eyeshadow palettes I can just do one look with and cross off. Eventually I'm going to run out, but today I have quite a few of those. The first category I do like to go over are any palettes that I'm in progress of completing. This category is usually pretty small only because if I have too many palettes in play, it'll just get confusing. So I only have one palette to talk about. It is the Gourmande Girls Peach Perfect palette. I can't remember how many palettes I've done right now, but you'll see the graphic up above on what shades I've used. I think maybe I've only done one look with this palette, and I'll need at least 2 more looks to complete this No Pan Left Behind, maybe 3. I did really like the look that I did when I wore this palette. I remember I wore it in a video and really enjoyed it, especially this Papa Don't Peach shade right here. So I'm excited to get more looks out of this, but this one kind of just sat on the back burner only because I don't have it in any other projects. It's just one I wanted to use in the summertime. So yeah, this one we're still working on. And then for palettes that I've successfully completed, I have 10 here. And a lot of these were kind of just crammed in last moment because I was a little bit disappointed with my numbers. Let's first go over the one and done eyeshadow palettes, the ones that just took me one use to complete. We're going to start with the one that I'm wearing on my eyes today. All the makeup that I'm wearing is always listed in the description box below, but it is this little Colourpop quad, a really simple one. This is the Feeling Coconutty quad, and it looks like this. So you'll see my graphic pop up the side of this eye look. I actually enjoyed this quad much more than I thought I would. Before putting this on my eyes today, I actually thought that I was going to declutter it, but I'm going to keep it. It's quite pretty. I like the look that I came up with today. Is it neutral? Is it simple? Yes, but it is really pretty. I do hate that this packaging broke like the first time I opened it, so that also does play a factor in me not decluttering it because there's not really anyone I could give this to. I would really just toss it. So for now, it's going to stay. We'll see how much use I get out of it later on, but yeah, it can stay around. The reason why I thought that I was going to declutter that quad is because I have another quad that's very similar to it. This is the Head Capricorn in Charge quad. I am a Capricorn, which is why out of all the Zodiac quads, because I did own them all at one point, I decluttered them all except for this one. I am going to declutter this one though. I didn't really enjoy the look. It's okay, but you know, like you look at these two side by side, I don't need both. Plus, I just have so many browns in my collection. I'm really trying to downsize my collection as much as feasibly possible for me. I still have quite a few palettes. I'll never be that person who has like 10 palettes in their collection, but here and there, when I can declutter something, when I know it's a little bit redundant, I'm going to, even though I would love to keep this for the Capricorn name. There's nothing else really Capricorn keeping me tied to this palette. It's not very Capricorn themed other than just the little imprint there. So there's no reason for me to keep it. The packaging's intact and I'll just find someone else to pass this along to. So this one's crossed off, but it's also going to be decluttered for my collection. Then I have 3 other palettes to quickly talk about, and they are all of my Kaja stacks. I just got all of these out of the way. So the first one that I have is Neutral Moment, some more neutral browns. What can I say? I mean, neutral lover at heart. It just has like a cream, a mid-tone brown, and then a dark tone brown, all mattes Did one look with this, super simple, crossed it off. This is really nice to travel with. I do prefer my Melt Petite Stack more because it just has a little bit more shades if I'm going to travel, but this is really nice and it's small enough it can stay in my collection. The other two that I own, because I did declutter quite a few of these at one point, so I have Glowing Guava, which has more of like a light mid-tone matte, a dark matte, and then it has this shimmer. Really pretty. This is the kind of Kaja trio that I prefer, where it has two mattes and a shimmer. The ones that I decluttered had one matte and two shimmers, or like a metallic and then a glitter topper type thing. If I want it to be like compact and just easy to use, I want it to have two mattes and a shimmer. So that's why I kept this one. Really liked the look. Glad I could kind of just cross it off. And then probably my favorite one is Spiked Ginger, where again, same thing. So a light to mid matte, a dark warm brown matte, and then this really pretty copper shade. The shimmers aren't super, super impactful, but I like them enough to keep them in my collection. I'm glad that I got to finally pull these out, use them. But again, I'm kind of just like running out of my one and done palettes where it can kind of boost my numbers and make it look like I've used more palettes than I actually have. And that is not good news for me going into the rest of this year, but that's all right. Now let's go into the palettes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to talk about. This is kind of a face and eye, well, it is a face and eye palette. So let's just get this one out of the way. This is the Tarte Aspyn Ovard palette. So it has 9 shadows, a blush, and a highlight. Sorry for the glare, but here it is. It took me 2 looks to complete these 9 eyeshadows, and I quite like this palette. I pulled it into Shop My Stash. I'll link that video up above. And even though this is a face palette, or I put it in the face palette category in my spreadsheet, I'm still, because it has eyeshadows, going to count it as No Pan Left Behind. I did that for my Natasha Denona face and eye palette as well, so I'm going to do it for this, and I'm happy to have this crossed off. Really pretty, a nice travel palette. I could absolutely see myself just kind of bringing this along with me if I needed something really simple. Would just need to grab a bronzer and that'd be it. Now the 4 palettes that I have, a lot of these were in Deck of Panning. So the first one that I have is the Juvias Place Garden of Juvias palette. Took me a couple months to finally get this used up, No Pan Left Behind. I think 3 months. And I did, I think only 4 looks, maybe 5. It just took a little bit longer because it's pastel. It's a little bit more colorful. Really enjoy this palette. It is a really nice pastel palette. I've mentioned it before, but this palette was recommended by my friend on YouTube, DW from Dub's Beauty Diary. So I'll have her channel linked down below. This is her favorite pastel palette, and I have to agree, it is a great one. Next up, we have more color. This is the Blend Bunny Plastics palette. I know not everyone loves this palette, but I actually quite liked it. It's more neutral than you would think, and I did a really pretty pink eye look. It was the first pink eye look that I actually really enjoyed and was like, oh, maybe I can wear more pink on a day-to-day. I think I wore it in my empties video that's coming up here pretty soon next week. I used this shade with some of the neutrals in here. Just really like this palette. I am very interested in picking up the Ellis Atlantis Volume 2 collection. That looks really pretty, and it's about time Blend Bunny kind of just came out with more things that I'm interested in, because while I love their formula, everyone loves their formula, their palettes don't always speak to me because they are so colorful. So I'm excited to finally purchase more from them and enjoy a little bit more of their palettes. But this one was really nice. I'm happy to have it, and I'll continue using it. Next up, we have Unearthly. This is the Not Normal palette, and it is the remastered version. So I was never interested in this palette when it first launched. I think it was a 12 pan palette, and then she finally expanded it into an 18 pan. Love this palette. It came out with such pretty eye looks. The greens, like this green, this Kelly green, is not my favorite type of green. I love more of a murky green, but you can kind of mix it with the browns, make it like that, make it more like this sage. You have a mustard here, so you can kind of cater it to your needs. But the purples in here are fantastic. I really think that this palette is so much more cohesive, being that she remastered it and extended it out. I think it matches so much more, and I'm very happy to have this palette. Unearthly can do no wrong in my book. The only thing that just stops me from purchasing a palette is if I just don't love the color story. But even then, it's one of those where I have to like really not like the color story. For example, the High Temp palette, which is just like reds and oranges, is so warm tone. I'll never get use out of that palette. But even like the Devour palette, if it was any other brand, I would probably skip on it, but I did end up picking up that palette. So great formula, great indie formula for beginners. And if this color story calls to you, I would definitely run out and grab it. And my very last palette to talk about, my favorite palette of the bunch here, probably my favorite palette of the year, to be quite honest, is the Cosmic Beauty Neutrals palette. I never would have thought I would love a warm tone neutral palette as much as I love this palette, but let me just tell you, like, this palette is absolute perfection. It is the perfect amount of warmth without being like the High Temp palette, which is just reds and oranges. It's warmth with being a little bit desaturated, a little bit muted, and I just love it so much. I don't love this multi-chrome here, but that's okay. One shade out of the palette, I'm not going to fault it for. It is just so pretty. I love that you have light tones, you have mid-tones, you have dark tones, and they're all different shades. They're distinguishable. They don't look the same on the eye or even in the pan. You have some rosy tones, you have more greens, you have more kind of mustardy shades. It is just amazing. If I wasn't doing this project and trying to reach for all my eyeshadow palettes, I could see myself just hyper focusing on this one. I really cannot just emphasize enough how much I love this palette. Plus it's affordable. My favorite palette purchase of the year by far. But those are all of my completed palettes. We just quickly went through that. So I did 10 palettes total, 5 of those being very easy palettes, but that's okay. 10 palettes total for the month of July. And right now my spreadsheet shows that I have 217 palettes in my collection. Now my eyeshadow palette declutter has not gone up yet, but that's okay. You're going to get a little bit of a spoiler as far as my numbers go on how much I decluttered for those eyeshadow palette declutter videos. But with the 10 palettes that I finished in July, out of the 217 palettes, that puts me at 4.6% for the month of July. I'm okay, happy with that. I mean, really, I would like it to be more around 8 to 9%, but beggars can't be choosers. Obviously, my numbers get better with the more work that I put into this project, so it is what it is. As far as my total for the year, I have successfully completed 65 palettes, no pan left behind, which I think is amazing. Is it where I need to be? No, because that puts me at 29.95%, or we're just going to round up to an even 30%. Halfway through the year, 30%. I'm definitely quite a bit of a ways off from finishing this project within 1 calendar year, but that's okay. I'm happy if this project rolls over. I'm having so much fun, and to just physically see the number 65, that I've used every single shade in 65 palettes, I don't know. I'm very happy with that number. I've worked very hard every single month to try and use my collection, try new things, use color combos that I wouldn't necessarily go for, and I'm having so much fun still, even though we're halfway through the project. I'm not burned out with it. It's just sometimes it's finding the time to play around with makeup, and that's really about it. But I am still full steam ahead. I can't wait to see how much further I can go by the end of the year. Let me know down below if you're also doing this project so I can follow along and support you. This is where I'm going to leave you all, though. I hope you enjoyed the update, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.